This is the championship game in the Big Ten Conference. A precious trophy with a long tradition to battle for here. But also a game that's been a launching pad into the college football playoff. Welcome, everyone, to Lucas Oil Stadium, home of the Colts here in Indianapolis, Indiana. As we'll see a team from the Big Ten, the Indiana Hoosiers, taking on the third-ranked team, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler here with Kirk Herbstreit. Let's get this thing underway. Kickoff team is out there, and here we go. A conference championship on the line right now. And he'll lead the kickoff right there. He'll start from the 25. Back to throw. It's Mendoza. Pass tipped in the line of scrimmage. That's a great play by the defense.
What a swat there by the defender. And if you think about it, if he swatted that ball and it fluttered into the air, he would have had himself a deflection and a pick.
At the 25, it's 2nd and 10. Can they make it a 3rd and manageable here? They look to throw it here on 2nd down. Grab down the middle. It's Hemby. And the defense swarms. Not much of a gain on that completion.
That's what I love about this guy. He has the ability to sneak out of the backfield. The quarterback's able to find him open, checks it down for a nice gain.
Dropping back, looking to throw for the 1st down. Looking for the tight end, and it's caught. They bring him down, but he makes the 40-yard line. That's a solid gain.
If that cornerback's going to have outside leverage on 3rd down, he's basically giving you the quick slant. Good read and a nice throw for the 1st.
We'll go with the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff.
Nice job here of controlling the line of scrimmage by this offensive line. The back does what he needs to do to get positive yards on 1st down.
Offense getting set up. Here's 2nd down. On the run, it's Beebe. 1st down, looking for more now. That's a solid gain. Moves the football inside the 40. 1st and 10.
Boy, just a great play by the running back here. Just finding his lanes and exploding through the gap when it opened up.
And the Hoosiers pick up enough yardage to move the sticks. And looking to throw now on 1st down. And is intercepted.
Boy, a costly mistake here by the quarterback. Forces that ball into coverage, and the defense comes up with the interception. Hate to see the game start off like this for this offense.
Ball is handed off out of the shotgun. He's got the 40. They stop him, but not before he reaches the 35. This offense really threatening now.
That is a 1st down. Good job by this big offensive line and this running back to be able to pick up positive yards. How often have we said that over the years with backs and offensive line play from Nebraska?
That's reeled in. It's Hunter. In the clear at the 25. They bring him down to the 16, but they move the football into the red zone. 1st down.
You know, they don't pick up the 1st down here, but they do get some positive yards, and I really like the route to get enough separation to give the quarterback enough room to put it in there.
The Cornhuskers looking to take advantage of this red zone trip. Handoff here from the shotgun. And he will be stuffed for no gain.
Chris, textbook job by the defense surrounding the runner and preventing that play from being bounced to the outside.
Empty set now. 5 wide receivers. To the air. It's Raiola. On the move now. Oh, he escapes. He'll step out of bounds. Defense keeps that to a very short gain.
Good awareness here by this defense, keeping their eyes on the quarterback, knowing that he's a potential threat. That time before he can get out, they keep him to a short gain.
They're backed up here, trying to make something happen on 3rd and long. Quarterback making adjustments now to what the defense is showing. Drops back, looking to throw for it on 3rd down. Makes the grab. Can he get there? Steps out of bounds after a solid gain, which sets up a 1st and goal for the offense.
And you just continue to see the chemistry between these two. And they told us yesterday in our production meeting, they spent hours and hours of working and developing that chemistry and that rhythm by throwing together throughout those summer months. And, man, it's starting to really pay off. He's become his...
And he busts into the end zone. Touchdown, Huskers.
Well, that's an example right there of what vision and patience and ability can do for a running back. He was on a mission to get into the end zone, and really, he made it look easy.
And the PAT makes it 7-0 to open scoring. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. Bringing it out, it's Morris. He'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. Offense out there for the first play of this drive from the 18. First down, looking to throw the ball. Breaks into open space. Heads out of bounds as a short gain on the play.
Any good offense has to have a reliable, quick to intermediate passing game. Even though that wasn't enough for the first down, it's plays like this that help you sustain drives and not get stuck with 3rd down and long.
That completion makes it 2nd and short. From the shotgun, it's a handoff. Tackled right at the 30, good enough to move the sticks.
Well, good push up front here in this back. I tell you, he's got some outstanding vision to be able to find those creases, to be able to get positive yards, and here he gets the first down.
Looking downfield, it's Mendoza. What a catch! Tackle is made very near midfield. Good enough for a first down.
It's really good timing here between the quarterback and the receiver. And how about the receiver downfield? Does a nice job of finding that open space in the zone of the defense. And as a defense, you're just basically throwing your hands up in the air because they had that covered relatively well. Just a good play call and good execution.
On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Caught near the sideline, but just a short gain.
Chris, one of the things I love about this running back, it's not just this defense trying to defend him running the football. As you can see here early in this game, trying to get him involved in the passing game. Great call.
It's 2nd down after that completion. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. It's an out route. The catch made. Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion.
Chris, it's so much fun to watch the athleticism at the wide receiver position nowadays. The ability to make plays on the outside is extraordinary. And they bring a certain toughness, too, that catches my eye.
They come to the line. A long way to go for the first down, but needing this crucial conversion right now. Looking to throw it again. Caught over the middle. It's Williams. They bring him down, but this offense now in scoring position. First down from the 30.
What a clutch play here by this offense to convert on 3rd down. I know it's still early in this game, but the fact that they've dug themselves a hole to convert there and keep this drive alive, they got a new set of downs and a chance to dig into this lead.
And they'll use the ground game here. Picks up 3 yards, so 2nd and 7.
Hey, listen, you don't always have to have big plays to be successful. It's a nice, solid gain here. Keeps you on schedule, and you get ready for that next play.
Here's the 2nd down play. Back in motion now. Back to pass. It's Mendoza. Snags the quick throw. Defense reacts quickly. A very short gain on the play.
Anytime you have a chance to get this wide receiver isolated, to get the ball in his hands, you do it.
Big moment here in this championship game. 3rd and short on the 8th play of the drive. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. It's a short completion to the big tight end. And he's brought down just short of the marker on that play. Good job by the defense to prevent the 1st down. Plenty of time for some plot twists here as we begin the 2nd quarter. They'll pass from the field goal attempt. The offense on the field going for it on 4th down. Press coverage now from the secondary. It's a short completion to the tight end. And he's not going to get there. The defense rises up and makes a huge 4th down stop.
Chris, I like the call here going for it on 4th down, but the receiver has got to do a better job of knowing exactly where that 1st down marker is and run that route a yard or 2 beyond the sticks to be able to give yourself a chance to pick up the 1st down. Instead, the defense comes up with a stop and they get the ball back.
Offense getting set. 2nd down play here. Back to pass. It's Raiola. Moves out of the pocket. He's hit as he throws it. Looking right. This one caught. And he goes down after a big chunk play, the kind of explosive play this offense has been looking for.
What a pitch and catch by the quarterback and receiver for a big gain for this offense.
Here's a 1st and 10 play. Here's the snap. Quarterback looking to throw. Nice grab. It's Ives. They make the tackle, but that's an excellent gain. Moves the ball to the 33.
Yeah, you know this defense has got to be frustrated after giving up multiple conversions now on 1st downs. There's another one. But for the offense, and they're just playing very efficiently right now.
And the Huskers begin a new series here. 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Ives. Finding space at the 20. They bring him down, but that's enough to move this offense into the red zone with a 1st down of 17.
Nothing better than an offense on 1st down to be able to pick up big positive yards like that. You can either keep giving it to the back, or it can set up play action and get the defense to come up to the line of scrimmage, and you can throw it over top of it.
And he's run out after a big gain. The offense will be set up for the 1st down and goal.
This offense has become a 1st down machine, and that's so demoralizing for a defense, especially for those star players who don't sub out as much. But the 4th quarter really starts to wear you out.
1st and goal, handoff. And he goes nowhere. Stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
That back just had nowhere to go. Got to give credit to the defense and their run fits on that play. So off the loss, it's 2nd and goal from the 8.
Quarterback pre-snap adjustments now for this defense. That's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact. No flag. Brings up third down.
Risky throw here on second down. You know, small spaces down here can be an issue for any quarterback. Very interested to see what they call here on third down coming up.
And the offense facing a third and goal from a long way away. To throw, it's Raiola. Bringing pressure. The pass rush gets home.
Chris, third down here, they throw the football, which I have no problem with down inside his 10-yard line. But the big thing is the quarterback has got to do a better job working through his progressions to give himself a chance. The last thing he wants to do is take a sack, and now they're facing fourth down.
And it's good right down the middle. And they add to their lead. So after coming away with 3 in that drive, the kickoff team is out. And it comes out to the 25. No return attempted there. And the first play of the drive now from the 25. First down. Looking to throw the football. And it's incomplete. The defensive pressure affected his throw that time.
Boy, that pass rush got in there in a hurry. Great job by this defense of disrupting the rhythm and timing between the quarterback and the receivers.
QB tries it again here on 2nd and 10. Finds a man downfield. That's a big gain to the right. They've got him at the 48, but that's a first down.
You know, we talked this week with the offensive coordinator about what makes this receiver so special. He kept referring to his route running. Here's an example of that. Great route, enough separation to give the quarterback a nice lane to throw the football.
Big guys up front lined up. It's first down. Corners back up now, playing a couple yards off the ball. Here comes a first down pass attempt. Catch made on the out route. And he's out of bounds after gaining decent yardage.
Chris, I think you got to give all the credit to the wide receiver here. Man-to-man coverage on an out route. That is a tough ask. Good inside move on the stem to separate from the defender, and a great throw by the quarterback near the sideline.
Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. Now's the first down, and still going. Take it down, but not before he makes the first down.
Chris, what I love here is just the vision by the running back. Showing great patience, the hole opens up, and then he's able to use his speed to pick up some good yards.
The offense finally producing here. Sets up a 1st and 10. Off an RPO, the quarterback looks to his right. Forced out of bounds after a nice gain. The offense is knocking on the door with a 1st and goal.
Chris, how about the offensive balance these last couple plays we're seeing from these guys? Not only are they balanced, but the explosiveness. A big run followed up by a big play through the air, and puts a lot of pressure on this defense.
Okay, we reached the 2-minute timeout. The offense some work to do here, trying to cut into this lead before halftime. The Hoosiers looking to cap the drive here. It's 1st and goal. It's press coverage now from these DBs. Dropping back, it's Mendoza. That one falls incomplete. Good defensive play, brings up 2nd down.
Just a misfire here by the quarterback. These are tight windows, man. They open and close so quickly, you got to almost anticipate where you're going to put the ball.
Nothing on first down, so now it's 2nd and goal from the 6. Here's the handoff, testing the middle. And he's brought down there.
Good job by the offensive line. You get some positive yards, but not quite into the end zone. Now we're going to have a 3rd and goal.
They've gotten the ball down to the 3-yard line, but now it's 3rd and goal. And the wideout goes in motion. Touchdown, Hoosiers! They connect for 6.
Chris, this is a great touchdown by the quarterback and receiver, but I just can't help but think this is why defensive coordinators work so hard on the pursuit drill. Better effort from the collective defense might have prevented that from being a touchdown.
The extra point is good. They trail by 3 now, 10-7. Kickoff team out there. They are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. Fields it inside the 5-yard line. And he's tackled at the 21. That's where the drive will start. So the first play of the drive here coming up. Less than 2 minutes left on the clock. Looks like the QB is changing the play at the line. To throw, it's Raiola. Dumps a short throw down to the running back.
One thing I love about this back is how he gets involved in the passing game. Nice catch here.
And completion makes it 2nd and short. Looking to throw here. Caught near the sticks. It's Hunter. The Cornhuskers pick up enough yardage to get a fresh set of downs.
Man-to-man coverage, you run the drag route, you prefer to get the ball downfield, but the matchup called for at least some positive yards underneath, and he makes a nice throw.
Brought down, but not before he gets into enemy territory at the 49.
Boy, how about that play, Chris? That thing just opened up, the back shot through there with great acceleration. What a pickup there on first down.
The Huskers have 1st and 10 here. Takes the handoff again. Nowhere to run. They'll corral him for no gain.
Chris, I think we all kind of get caught up in 3rd down. What's an offense doing on 3rd down? But I think what's also important is how well you defend 1st down. If you can hold your opponents to a short gain or a tackle for a loss, you throw the offense out of whack, and their game plan gets much more challenging to try to come up with that 1st down.
Caught behind the line. It's Johnson. The offense will take their first time out of the half to talk strategy here.
Quarterback here works through progressions, Chris. Just nobody downfield, just checks it down to his back, but a great job by the defense rallying to the football.
Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a 1st down. Didn't quite get the playoff in time. It'll be delay of game. Quarterback unaware of the play clock. That'll cost them 5. Offense looking to keep the drive alive. It's 3rd down. Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. Looking to throw it on 3rd and very long. And they hit him just as he releases the ball. It's incomplete.
The quarterback did all he could here to wait until the last possible moment, but he waits just a hair too long, which allows the defense to actually hit him as he throws the ball.
The Cornhuskers bring their punt team onto the field. Looking to flip the field here. And the returner will be brought down. Here comes the first play of the drive. Can they do something in the final 30 seconds of the half? Takes the handoff. It's Beebe. Tackle made after a solid gain. They'll spot the ball at the 34. Timeout is called to talk strategy late in this close game with halftime approaching. The offense comes back out there. Not much time left. Perhaps just time for a couple plays before the half. Looking to throw. It's Mendoza. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. He's brought down, but not before getting into enemy territory at the +47. Timeout is called to talk strategy. Time for just 1 or 2 plays here before halftime. One more play before they head to the locker room. So a timeout is called to talk strategy. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays before halftime. Great start for the drive. Back-to-back explosive plays, and now another first down. Looking to throw it on first down. And it's incomplete. Just 3 seconds left on the clock.
What a hit there by the defender. Tough for the receiver to hold on to the football when he has that kind of contact. Good, clean play by the defense.
Looking to pass here on second down. They can't come up with it there, and that's going to do it. Time runs out in the first half. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update. And the Hoosiers will kick this away to get the second half going. Return starts from inside the 5. Gets across the 25-yard line. They'll spot it at the 27. And the first play of the drive now set up at the 27. On first and 10, looking to throw. Fires it to the wideout. Oh, and it's incomplete. What an opportunity for a desperately needed takeaway. Couldn't quite come up with it.
Pretty nice catch here, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, but hands, sometimes a little questionable, as we saw here.
Running back grabs it on the screen, and he never had a chance tackled in the backfield.
Trying to bait this defensive line into believing they have a shot to get to the quarterback on the pass. Instead, they recognize screen right away, make a really nice play for a lost yardage.
So the offense getting set. This is not where you want to be against this defense. 3rd and long. Looking to pass. It's Raiola. He lets it go. Grab down the middle. It's Johnson. He stopped him at the 45, but that's good for a first down.
Really nice job here by the quarterback. He sells it looking downfield, knowing he wants to hit his running back on the angle route. Effective play to move these chains.
And the Huskers will line up on 1st and 10. From the gun, he looks for an open man. Oh, the quick throw falls incomplete. After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10 from the 45. Quarterback wants to throw it on 2nd down. Pulls it in. It's Hunter. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion.
Well, you can tell the quarterback knew exactly what he wanted to do with the football. He was going to that in route no matter what. He hits it for a nice gain.
Offense needing to keep this drive alive. It's a 3rd down play. Trying to find some room. It's Johnson. Breaks an open space. That's enough for a first down. This offense set up in scoring position at the 40.
Well, Chris, to me, the defense looks like they're dropping back in zone coverage, worried about a pass play here on 3rd down. Instead, the offense elects to run the ball, catches them off guard, and it's good enough for a first down.
On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Gets rid of it on the move. And he finds his tight end for the catch. They bring down the receiver, but that's a nice gain on that play.
Just a good job of spreading the wealth, making sure everybody's getting their touches. When you do that, the defense can't lock in on one guy or two guys. Make them have to be aware of everybody, and allows you to continue to spread the ball around and spread the field, making it tougher for this defense.
Pass caught, second down now. Dropping back, it's Raiola. It's a dart right down the middle. Oh, it is almost picked off. A chance for their first interception today. Going to set up third down. Now this is the 8th play on this drive. Quarterback appears to be changing the play. They're going to throw for it on 3rd and short. It's an out route. The catch made. All the way to the end zone. They couldn't catch him. Touchdown, Nebraska.
This guy can do it all. We've seen him go behind coverage and make plays downfield. We can see him catch the ball underneath, just like this. And when he catches a football, he is so dangerous after the catch. This one leads him into the end zone for the 6 points.
And the point after is right down the middle. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. So no return here. He takes him in the end zone, and they'll begin the drive at the 25. And the first play of the drive now from the 25. And looking to throw now on first down. Lets it go quickly. Oh, what a grab! They bring him down at the 44. That's a solid gain, getting closer to midfield now.
Well, it's a game of matchups. Always has been, and it always will be, especially on the perimeter. And the quarterback believes his guy is better than their guy.
One play moves the ball to the 44. It'll be first down. Scanning the field, it's Mendoza. Catch made on the left side. He's tackled quickly, but the yardage is good enough for the first down.
Whew, that was pretty. The receiver broke down his defender on that curl against man-to-man coverage. That's how you win one-on-ones.
First down, looking to throw the ball. And it's picked off. He throws it right into double coverage and pays for it. Not much on the return there, but the takeaway will set up the offense at the 38.
Well, cold weather always seems to make life more difficult in the passing game. You can see this quarterback really wants that one back. That's a tough break on this interception.
First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. Short connection to the tight end here. Defense finally brings him down, but a nice chunk play.
Well, this is what coaches love to see. A quarterback with the ability to read the defense properly and then just get it to the open man. Sometimes it sounds simple, but it's tough to execute. This time we have good recognition by the quarterback. Then he gets it down to the tight end. You can see what he can do after the catch.
The offense will set up on 1st and 10. Shotgun formation. Here's an inside handoff. He's got the first and still going. They tackle him, but the gain moves the ball to the 36.
You know, offensive linemen are just a certain breed. They're always going to do their job, no matter who's back there carrying the ball. I'll tell you what, they have a little bit more confidence when the person that's carrying the ball can break off some big-time runs. That makes them block just a little bit harder, knowing what he's potentially capable of doing.
Back-to-back chunk plays to begin the drive. The defense on their heels. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Makes the grab. It's Johnson. They bring him down to the 25 and moving closer and closer to the red zone.
Defense kind of lost a running back here. Makes a nice catch and gets the first down in the process.
The Cornhuskers starting a new series here on 1st and 10. Looking downfield, it's Raiola. Quarterback looks to his right and finds his man. They bring him down, but not before he picks up first and goal yardage to the 9.
Well, this wide receiver has it all. We know about his leaping ability and his speed. But what I've seen today is the precise route running. Another example of it there, and the timing with this quarterback and this receiver is just a thing of beauty.
The Huskers looking to finish the drive here. It's first and goal. And the quarterback finds the tight end for the completion. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. Still no answer for this offensive machine. Well, the call was sort of predictable, Kirk, but that tight end is just so tough to stop down here in the red zone.
Listen, speaking on behalf of all quarterbacks, you get down to the red zone, you're looking for that big target that you can trust. He's going to run a good route, and he's got a big wingspan to allow you to make a throw up into the air. He can go up and make a catch over most defenders. Really good execution. They come up with 6.
Not an ideal kickoff as it heads out of bounds. Pretty easy call for the head coach. He will accept that penalty, of course. First play of the drive, looking to throw the football. Pass incomplete, very nearly intercepted that time.
Well, in case you're counting at home, that was nearly his 3rd interception of the game. That offensive staff has either got to give this quarterback some easy passes to build his confidence up, or they need to make a change and bring the other guy in. He's just reckless out there so far today.
They make the tackle, but not before a solid gain on that pass. 3rd down. This offense could really use a conversion here, down multiple scores. Receiver in motion now. And it looks like the quarterback's going to run it. The ball is loose. And the defense comes up with the football.
How about this defense flying in there trying to get their hat on the ball? They do, and they're able to pounce on it for a big turnover.
Off the play fake on first down. Looking to scramble. On the run here, lets it go. The tackle made, but the sophomore quarterback showing us the arm strength.
Chris, a great ability by this quarterback to get outside of the pocket and place the football right where it needs to be for the first down.
Play fake, looking to throw. The pass rush closing in. And he just throws it away incomplete. Didn't see anybody open. He's going to bring up second down. So second down and 10 now from the 43 after the incompletion. Going to run it. It's Johnson. Makes the catch, but the defense breaks on the ball, and it's a short gain. So one final quarter to play. It's going to take a lot to turn this game around, but strange things do happen in college football. First play of the quarter is a crucial one. Offense trying to convert this 3rd down. Receivers now getting some new assignments before the snap. Quick throw, catch made on the out route. Moves the ball to the 28. It'll be first down.
I mean, Chris, look at this guy. I mean, you talk about having a great day throwing the football and leading his team to a nice, comfortable lead late in the game, and it continues. The coach is showing confidence of what he can do.
The Cornhuskers pick up first down yardage to keep the drive going. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Swarm with a pass rush, a sack.
Well, you got to do a better job with your fake as the quarterback. The defense did not bite at all on the play action, allowing them to continue to come after the quarterback and come up with that sack.
Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. Able to fight for a decent gain here in that running play. Offense been in reverse here. Now a long way to go to convert this 3rd down. To the air, it's Raiola. And he's going to take a shot down the left side. Defense breaks it up. Nice play. Incomplete.
Hey, it's an incompletion, but it's a nice job by the quarterback. I know it didn't pan out, but the most important thing is he didn't turn the football over and he didn't take a sack. It'll give your kicker a chance to put some points on the board if they opt for the field goal here on 4th down.
Oh, and he missed it. The kick is no good. Still a 17-point lead after that miss. And to begin the drive here, set up at the 30. First down, looking to throw the football. So it's incomplete. He caught the ball, but they rule him out of bounds.
It's just so hard in these late-game situations when you're trailing by this much to try to get the ball downfield against nickel or dime coverage. They're inviting you to take that underneath throw, hoping you burn the clock as you go.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Looking for the wideout. Oh, he makes the catch. Tackle made, but not before he reaches the 44.
Chris, here we are in the 4th quarter. These guys are trailing. Had been a great day, but with this quarterback, he's as gifted as anybody in the country. You never count these guys out.
The drive stays alive with that completion for a first down. Looking for a man. Grab made by the tight end. They make the tackle, but that play moves it inside the red zone.
And there's the tight end who shows off his hands.
The Hoosiers getting set on 1st and 10. Here comes a throw from the red zone. Catch made, looking for the goal line. The stop made at the 5. The offense will have 1st and goal now.
We'll see if the defense stays in zone after that big play, or if they can change things up on this drive and get a little bit more aggressive.
Here we go, 1st and goal. A touchdown here gets them right back into this game. And they'll run it out of the shotgun. Couldn't quite get there, but brought down at the 1-yard line. Offense facing 2nd and goal. That's the wide receiver coming in motion now. And the quarterback tucks it and takes off as a design run. And he could not be stopped. Touchdown, Indiana.
Chris, that's what I love about this quarterback. It's a great touchdown, but he shows you his versatility. We know he can throw it, but here he shows you his speed and how he can make the defense pay for that as well.
The extra point is good. They cut the lead to 10, 24-14. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. Returner looking to create better field position. He's got some daylight turning on the speed. On the move. It's a foot race. They can't catch him. Touchdown. A kick return all the way for a touchdown with a conference title on the line. He's never going to forget that.
Yeah, he'll never forget this. You're right. Conference championship, huge stage. Everybody's watching. Great blocks up front to get him started. And then it was just raw speed and instincts to take it to the house.
An extra point up and good makes it a 3-score game, up 17 here in the 4th. Fielded in the end zone. It's Morris. And he stopped at the 18. Returner trying to make a play, but a touchback would have been a better idea. Offense out there for the first play of this drive from the 18. Back to throw. It's Mendoza. Took contact on the throw. Caught. He's wide open. Look out. Tackled, but only after picking up a fresh set of downs.
Hey, it's positive yards, right? That's never a bad thing. But let's face it, these guys got a long way to go in a short amount of time to do it. So let's get the ball downfield, and let's get out of bounds to try to preserve that clock.
Here comes a first down pass attempt. Quick throw complete to the tight end. And the runner scoots out of bounds after gaining some decent yardage.
And here the tight end shows off his hands for a nice gain. Love to see the big man get his touches.
Quarterback operating an empty set. Second down, we're going to throw it. Caught near the sticks. It's Cooper. He'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That's a nice pickup there. They find some space in the zone and pick up the first down.
Yeah, really nice call here, Chris, to be able to pick up this first down on this drag route. The quarterback does a nice job of being patient, waiting for that window to open up in that zone, and he put it right on the money for the receiver to have a chance to not just catch it, but eventually get the first.
They stop him after a big gain. Move the ball to the 26. The offense really clicking against this battle defense. They keep him guessing with a run. Defense stops him, but that's a solid gain.
It's a really good, solid run. I know it's not the flashiest big play, but it's important for your offense to be able to get yards like that on early downs. You stay ahead of the chains, and it opens up the playbook for the second and third down coming up.
Catch made on the out route. There's the tackle, but first down yardage. And the Hoosiers come to the line to start a fresh set of downs. To throw, it's Mendoza. Caught near the goal line. And he's in. Touchdown, Hoosiers.
Man, I love this. Chris, I don't think they're going to have a chance to come all the way back, but here we are, under 2 minutes to go, and they continue to show some fight. And then, you know what? Who knows? Maybe you cover an onside kick and you get right back in it.
And the PAT makes it a 10-point deficit, 31-21. Looks like they're lining up to attempt an onside kick. On the hands team all over that to make the recovery. Here comes the opening play of the drive. They begin at their own 45-yard line. Chewing clock with the running game. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. Running play goes backwards, makes it second down and 12 now. Direct snap to the back. The junior able to bring him down quickly. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. Challenging spot for the offense. It's third down and long from the 45. Dropping back. They're going to throw for the first down. Oh, they trap him for a sack. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. And the Huskers will bring their punt team onto the field. Offense goes backwards on this drive. He's on to punt it away now. He's brought down, but a good effort to make something of that return. And now the first play of this drive now from the 35. Dropping back, it's Mendoza. Makes a quick catch. And the defense swarms, not much of a gain on that completion.
At this point in the game, Chris, these guys have got to get the ball thrown downfield. You're down by a couple possessions. The clock is becoming your enemy. You need vertical shots downfield. These short gains are not going to help you.
He makes the grab. And that play moves the ball across midfield. First down now from the 42.
Now, the receiver does all the work here. Man, that is easy living for this quarterback. Really good footwork by the receiver, gets the separation, and at that point, it's just pitch and catch for the quarterback.
Looking to throw it on first down. It's an out route, the catch made.
The key here, Chris, is the timing by the quarterback. The fact he got the ball out quickly gave his receiver a chance. One more hitch or a slight hesitation, and that's an incompletion or an interception.
Pass ball is incomplete. There was a lot of contact. No penalty. Brings up third down. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. Caught over the middle. It's Bond. That gain moves the ball to the 17. First down.
Really good job here of converting by this offense. And let's face it, at this point in the game, because they have such a big hole to climb out of, they've got to be able to convert and come up with a new set of downs. They do it here. Now they got a real shot to cut into this lead.
Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion.
Quarterback looks downfield to make this throw. He wants to be able to get the ball to be able to pick up enough yards for a first down. But instead, gets the ball at least underneath to the drag route and gets some positive yards.
He's got it near the end zone. Tackle made at the 1-yard line, but it'll be first and goal. The Hoosiers looking to punch it in here. It's first and goal. Keep it on the ground, trying to power in for the touchdown. And he fights into the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana.
This offense has done what's been asked of them. They get the touchdown. Now it comes down to, can you recover the onside kick to give yourself a shot?
PAT is good, makes it a 3-point game, 31-28. I believe they're lining up to attempt an onside kick. On the hands team does their job and secures the recovery.
Well, they didn't really have much of a choice. Had to go with his onside kick, but as we all know, such a low chance of actually recovering this. It was likely their only option if they wanted to get another shot at trying to get the football back.
So with the lead secure here, it's time to just take a knee, run out the clock, and plan the victory celebration. And then the quarterback just takes a knee. It's always a special year when after all the work you put in, you can call yourselves champions of the Big Ten. And now with the playoff spot locked up, the spotlight gets even brighter. We're going to find out where they're going to be playing as they continue to pursue a national championship. And that's going to wrap it up. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.